Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to Monday Night Live. It feels like it was a really long time ago that we streamed, and it was just last week. Last week was a long week. My goodness gracious. Okay. So, I'm just going to give everybody a minute. No. Okay. Alright, where's my screen there? Okay. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Last week, like I said, feels like a long week, but last week was really busy. I got a surprise table at a book fair here like on the weekend, so yesterday, but I found out like 2 days before. So all the time that I was going to illustrate and work on the fortune teller a little bit more kind of went to prep for that. Luckily everything was packed, but it took a little bit of time and we had to prepare for that. So I didn't work on the fortune teller since I saw you guys last time. I thought of doing some of the nitpicky things. We can look at her, I guess, right now. I was going to do some of the nitpicky things and kind of work on, oh, she's such a big file. Work on some of the shadows and things and continue on with that. But I felt that might be kind of boring for a live stream. I also think, given how long that file took to load, I want to just kind of finish off these tiny little bits and pieces, and then I want to do some file management, kind of copy it over, make it smaller, like kind of group all these paper patterns together, because I want to add even more paper patterns to it, and it's just going to really bog down, and I don't want it to crash. So I have some of my own kind of like nitpicky work that I want to do with this before we do any more live streams, because I don't want to lose anything. But I think she's well on her way. As I mentioned, we're going to add a little more shadows to her ribbon to pop it out a little bit more. Get a plan for the stars and figure it out from there. And then once this is done, we're going to add the beaded curtain on top. So lots to do here. I don't know how much I'll get done this weekend. I may be traveling, I may not be, but we'll see where she's at next week. Maybe we finish her off or we do another tarot card instead. But for tonight, I want to do something else that I've kind of had in my back pocket. When I'm working on different projects, I always come up with an idea for a new one that I want to do immediately, but try and stop myself from doing that too much, because I don't want to have a pile of unfinished projects. So this one is in honor of one of our very favorite streaming co-hosts here. I want to do a series that is the Faces of the Mojo. There he is. So I did see on Instagram not long ago, there was this person, like I've always seen people doing like pet portraits and things, and I always think they're a lot of fun, but I also don't take them on very often, or like very much at all, just because I worry about not getting the essence of the critter and getting them done right. But this little guy is my critter at home, and he has a lot of different faces and personalities that we have coming out. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to have just a little series of little mojo pictures. So the Instagram that I saw, she was doing like little pet portraits, but they were, instead of being kind of the usual watercolory ones, they were a little bit more kind of bold vectory sticker type ones. I don't know that I'll have mojo stickers or not, but we will kind of start and get the personalities of Mr. Mojo. And I thought this might be kind of a fun piece for us to work on in an hour. We might get it quite a bit done, or we might not. I'm kind of thinking I would do it in the style of like the story time series I did a couple years ago. Just kind of quick and kind of fun style painty things that we're going to work on here. Let me just check and see. Oops, one sec. Oh yeah, Adobe is here. Hello, Adobe. All right. So what I'm going to do here, this is a photo that I took personally, so I have the rights to use this photo. Don't trace photos that are other people's without their permission. They don't like that. So this is a photo I took around Easter time. my sister sent me a photo of my nephew with his Easter duck, and somehow Mojo knew that I was looking at it, and he brought his duck over because they were matching. So it was really a funny guy. So I'm just going to rough out some quick pencil outlines here. We are in Adobe Fresco, and I'm using right now the pencil tool because that's my favorite one to kind of get me started up on what's going on. I'm just going to lay out some of the basic lines that we're going to use here, and hopefully we're going to have a pretty good essence of Mojo. We'll be in a couple exaggerations. I think we're going to make his eyes a little bigger. I don't know if we make his nose even smaller, but we'll just take a look here just to kind of see what we can come up with, because I have many Mojo photos. So I suspect we will, actually, you know what? I suspect we'll have lots of these that we can do in between different streams. But I think I might skip a minute. Instead of doing the sketch and then the vector, we might just dive right into vector. Let's just do that. So scrap the pencil idea. We're going to go right into our vector brush. And this is an 8.5 by 11, so it's not very big. So I just want to have a really good base pencil here for the vector drawings. I like to get a good base down here, but I try not to get too caught up in the lines that I put down first, because almost always with my style, I'm kind of going over the lines again later. So this with hierarchy or for different reasons. So for right now, we're just gonna get some basic lines down, really exaggerate his ears. I'll probably make them a little bit bigger, we'll see. We were in the elevator earlier today, and there's a little girl freaking out. Look at his tiny nose, look at his big ears. She really liked the Mojo. Hey bud, you made a new friend. That was fun. Yeah. So the market this weekend went really, really well. I had applied to it because I make all of the bookmarks and things, and thought I would give it a try. It was advertised as mostly for publishers and local authors and things, but also they had room for vendors. So I thought, because I do the bookmarks and stuff, I thought that I would give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. I got a lot of really great feedback. I'm almost sold out of a couple of my bookmarks now that I look at my inventory. So it was good. It was a lot of fun. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, so it was really good feedback. I'm not going to go too crazy with this, but I think we should exaggerate them a little bit. It's going to be a cartoon version of Mojo, so we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So I got really good feedback. I got to talk to a lot of authors and publishers and see what they're interested in. Everybody was having a really good time, so I was able to see lots of different things this weekend and get really good feedback on my work. People seem to really like it, which is a lot of fun to see. All right, so we're just exaggerating the ears here. I'm just using the lasso and then the transformation tool to make those a little bit bigger, because this will be a cartoon style, so I want to make sure that we have we take advantage of that. And here's this fluffy guy. And we're gonna do, he's a really fluffy guy right now. It's a little hot for him, I think. But yeah, so the weekend was really good. Got a really good response. Got some really good feedback for ideas for new gnomes and new bookmarks and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's going to be really fun to see how the next market goes. Alessandra's here. Mojo on screen. Yes, we did not. I did not get a chance due to surprise market to work on the fortune teller since last week. So we are going to work on another little idea that I've had here. And it's going to be called The Faces of Mojo. So he has lots of them. He has lots of fun faces, lots of fun personality. But this one's just before he's going to bark at the neighbors. And it's always his plan. He wants to make sure the neighbors are following the rules. This will be a bit of a style study here. Look at his fun face. Hey, Bug. He's a sleepy guy. He was at daycare yesterday, and he's going to go tomorrow. So we'll be in a fight. But no, he'll be fine. Oh, that's a little too much. So I'm kind of, I'm using a photo that I took personally, so I didn't have to go out and get permissions or anything to use this. But also kind of using my knowledge of Mojo, and he's sitting right here, to fill in some blanks. As you can see, there's kind of some fuzzy areas. I've brought this down in saturation, in opacity, sorry, because I want to make sure that I get all the details here and I don't miss any lines. So just kind of using some knowledge and reference here to make sure that we get all the right Mojo details. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to do this one. Try and make sure that I don't make it look creepy. Sometimes if you put too many lines, I find the eyes can look a little creepy, but I think we'll be fine. He's got cute eyeballs. I'm getting some side eye in this photo, but I won't be getting any right there. So there we go. And I'm just going to, before I get too much detail in here, and it's going to be a challenge, we're going to make these just a little bigger, just to overemphasize. Add, oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Lasso first. There we go. If you hit the transform tool on a layer without anything specifically selected, it will pick the whole layer, which is a really cool feature. It's just right here, I just want his eyeballs done. Oh my goodness, Alessandra's finished her 32 drawings. Good Lord. My art event's coming up. Crazy how that flew by. Yeah, I hear ya. It's been a busy year, that's for sure. But that'll be really good. I'm glad your stuff is all ready for the market, for the show, because that's, I understand that level of effort to get it all sorted out. I want to undo for a sec because I think it's off to the wrong side here. That's not what I wanted. I just want to move it. There we go. Pull it in a little bit. Got a little bit of an alien look right now, but it's just the outline. I promise with the color, hopefully it won't look that way. Good Lord. Okay. Let's get some more lines in here before it looks a little too crazy. Okay. So our brushes. Get Mojo eyeballs in here. And he's got very expressive eyebrows. So we're going to make sure that we put those in there. Probably more with color. I think that one than with the other ones. Than with lines. Sorry. The other ones doesn't make any sense. Then with the lines, we want to make sure he's all sorted here. And we've got lots of opportunity for some really cool brushes and things to help this mane of fuzzies get coordinated. We've got all these layers of fuzzies. A couple of his whiskers here. I always kind of forget dogs have whiskers. It's such a big deal for cats. I forget that dogs have some too. So I'm probably not going to get into the full body here. I'm probably going to let his mane be the stopping point, because the point is the face right now, and it saves me having to make up where his feet are sitting and all that for this one. Depending how the other ones come through, we'll figure some of that out. We'll maybe put in some more of his body or his feet in other ones. 80 degrees here. It's pretty hot here. It's supposed to be warm in the next couple days, but hopefully cool off again. I think Mojo here is contemplating something. I think he's trying to show me his toy initially because he brought it up and he wanted to play with it. But yes, he has the energy that he wants to maybe bark at the neighbors or say hi to the neighbors or something. That happens sometimes. Or wants to play. He most likely wants to play because he likes to play. Such a funny guy. Oh, look at that come together. Okay, so just going to use the reference lines that we have here to kind of, oops. Oh dear, shaky hands. Okay. No, you just leave them be, okay? That's a good boy. Oh, I cut off his nose there. Poor guy. Look at this funny Mojo. He's too tired to look. He's too tired, God. Oh my gosh, there's Mojo. Look at him go. Okay, we got to get some color in here. The poor guy looks a little bit like he had some extra sugars or something. Okay, what I want here is to, I'm going to show this because I want the opacity high. And then, I have the photo already. I don't need to. Never mind. I was going to look for the palette. So I think we're going to put in some watercolor here. Oh, I think that's a good size. And we're going to get a color a la Mojo. We'll start with a light one. This isn't really his color, but we're going to get some highlights in here. And then this photo is pretty dark. So a lot of the colors are a little darker than his normal. So I may have to make some adjustments. I just want to see what the color looks like when we add a little bit in here. I think this is all too dark. So we're just going to, no, that's not going to work for me. This one. I just want to make sure I get in the kind of similar Mojo colors here. Just at least for the base. Because we're going to come in with pencil crayon and maybe some like funky details. Play with some ink brushes and stuff. There we go. And then we'll add some white. Is that going to work? A little bit in here. Yeah, you've got a little bit on your nose. So some of the things you don't really notice. For sure. And his front beard is all white, so we're going to lighten it up a little bit. We're going to add lots of pencil crayon stuff in a little bit. And the inside of his ears are lighter. Oops, let's reduce the brush a little bit here. There we go. So right now, because I'm painting on the same layer as the ink before, the brown before, it's mixing those colors together, air quotes mixing. So it's interacting with those, which is what I'd like. I want all this to be kind of like fuzzy interacting for now, and then we'll kind of differentiate the spaces in a minute once we iron some of this out. Buck? Okay. So what we'll do next, because it's freaking me out, we'll put in the dark eyes. There's no reference. Oh dear. So now that we've got our line art, I'm going to have to move this guy. Oops. I'm going to move this guy down here. And we're going to just leave it here for now so I can use some reference for the colors and stuff. We're going to start with this a little bit in his eyeballs. I'm going to do vector here. I don't want these to be too faded. I'm going to increase the brush a bit. I want these to be nice and crisp and clean, so that's why I'm using the vector. I don't want his eyes to be too muddy. The eyes are kind of a lot of the point. He gives me this wicked side eye every now and again. So I want to make sure that's nice and clear. And then, oops, come here you. All right, let's go back to that darker one that we had going here. He's got these really wicked, oops, light eyeballs, which totally caught my eye when I was looking for some adoption puppies, and he has this wicked set of like a light nose and a light set of eyes, which I don't really see on dogs very often. I don't think I've ever seen a dog with like light brown eyes before. Blue eyes and stuff for sure, but the light brown was definitely stood out to me. This is terrifying. Let's just make sure they're not scary eyeballs, eh, Mojo? You have scary eyeballs. Don't look at me like that. I'm going to draw that face next. There's a saucy face. Okay. Okay, come on you. There we go. All right, let's try this a little bit more. Just kind of get a bit more of an outline here. I think the light white in the middle is just the light brown's a little too light. I think that's getting in the way a bit. I know, Buck. You're fine. ¿Por qué? That's the wrong thing. That's why. Okay. Can we do this, please? There we go. Already coming together nicely. All right. We'll probably put some shadows and stuff in here as well to just kind of lighten up some of this at some point, but not this very second. I think if we pull back and do a little bit of this, we're going to get a bit of that impression of the side eye, which he gives me at least 3 times a day. He likes to get the side eye. Okay, thank you for tuning in, Alessandra. Good luck with your work. I'm just going to put a little bit here. I don't know that I need it here, but I just want a little bit to kind of emphasize the side-eye business that we have here. Now, I'm going to go in with some softer brushes now. I still have the pencil tool selected, but I'm going to switch over to the soft round one, and we're going to go to Actually, if I do this and we make this a multiply, I think that'll really help build up some of our shadows. So what I'm thinking here, what I should do is pull this photo up on my... I'll get a shadow going. Oops. That was a little too much, so let's try again. Sorry, the shadow went a little too far. Okay, Mojo, what's the matter? Do you want to see the picture of Mojo? Look, it's a Mojo. Well, it's not quite yet, but it will be soon. Hey, look. All right. So where's everybody else tuning in from today? I see a few people coming in and out. Oh no. No, not two, just one. I'm going to go back into this. And I'm going to add some more of this brown, just a little bit too, because it's acting a little weird. There we go. It's a little bit more Mojo color-y. So this is the, I hope you can see this on the screen, because this is like using the watercolor brushes in Fresco. It's not quite like watercolor, but you can see like all of the movement that's happening. So when I push down on my brush, you can see it kind of spreading, like the water is still wet, and like the paintbrush is still wet. So I really enjoy working with these. It's not exactly like working with watercolor, but it does give a pretty great soft effect, which I really appreciate for all of these. All right, we'll go back up to this guy here, and we might have to lasso a little bit because I don't want to mess with that shadow too much. Oh dear. Oh, that's just the worst lasso ever. Okay, let's try again. No, I think I already don't want to do this. Hang on, sorry. I don't want to put this on the same layer. We want to do a different layer because I think the shadow is just going to mess up what I have planned here, and I don't want that. Let me see what's next to one another here. Maybe we want to do a bit more watercolor, but in white. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Get a bit of that translucent fun. I think we're probably going to mask out some of the soft edges and things. At some point around Mojo himself, but for right now I think we're going to just stick with these edges for now and see where we're at when we get to that point. Okay, that changes things. So you have the live brush, but then can we zoom please? This should be redder actually, I think. If we do, not actually red though. Let's try this. So this is the layer where the watercolor is, but I am using some of like the solid brushes, so it's not interacting with the watercolor and doing that color spread, but it is letting me paint on top, which is kind of nice because that could easily be complicated. Or we get dozens and dozens of layers really early in the process, which I don't want. That's true. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add in some of his dark fur in the middle. Now, I wonder if this is an opportunity to start adding in some crazy brushes. So let me see. I wonder if we have like a grass or something that we could use, which would be kind of fun. So a lot of these are different brushes that I have. Like these are kind of the fresco default ones. And then we have a lot of these are all ones you can download off to the side. As you see fit. Whoa, that's crazy. I don't want it that big though. Can I make it this big? Give me a bit of a mojo look. That's not quite what I'm looking for. What about my favorites? Did I favorited a cool crosshatch one? No, that's not the one I was thinking of. So sorry. This is part of these experimental feeds. You have to watch me figure out which brush I want to use. This one. This is the one I want. If I can figure out how to... Yeah, I think that's what I want. Not that big. I just really enjoy this one. Okay, so can we do a new layer? As Odari says, layers are free. This might not be what I want. Oops, no comments. I want to multiply this so that it interacts with the... There we go. I don't know if that's the brush we want though. It going across seems a little odd to me. Okay, so let's see if we can get something that's a little more... No, you know what? It going up and down. I was going to say no because I didn't like that the spirals were horizontal, but it all depends on how I hold my pencil. So if I can kind of find the way to have them go up and down, then we'll do that. Perfect. What I am going to try and do though is get this photo onto my computer screen so that it's a little easier. I don't have to keep swooshing back and forth and making you guys want to puke. Okay, let me see here. There he is. Then I'll look up and again I'll be just talking into my computer. There we go. Had some mojo. Hi Mojo. How are we doing? Do you want down? Okay. Be nice, please. Thank you. There we go. That's much easier to see. And this kind of gives like a soft effect too. So I'm just trying to go in here, get these, because he's got these kind of crazy eyebrow situation happening when it's dark outside, like it's getting dark, and when the neighbors are out, he likes to have his eyebrows out. I always tell me he has to put them away. He looks too cranky, man. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll make this brush a little bigger. And we'll get some soft looks in here, and if we get a lighter one in here, we can take care of some of this. So I think this is going to give him a lot of life in here, and it's going to help with that kind of fluffy look that he does have going on. I think we're going to have to go in with our vector brush here and flesh out his nose a little bit more. Oh, 20 might be too big. So I'm just going in with a lighter tone first. I do like the watercolor support there, but I think his nose needs to be pretty defined if I'm going to put so much definition in his eyes and his lips and stuff. Oh dear, I'm covering all the things. I can't see the chat. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. Phew! Okay, now we're going to go in with the darker one. We're going to go in and do like this. Oh dear. So yeah, I think this will be best way. I was hoping the watercolor would kind of help emphasize that a little bit more, but I didn't have enough definition, I don't think, to let his tiny face come together here. And what's the middle ground one? Okay, so let's a little bit more because it's a little scrappy. There we go. And where's the thing? So just using the rough ideas of the what's in the photo here. Trying to grab some of those highlights and things. There's a lot of light happening because there's like backlit, but also there's a light kind of beside me, so there's a lot going on here as far as lighting goes, but I'm not too worried about that causing too much issue here. Let's erase some of this. Okay, and I'll put in some here, I think. Nope, not like that. All right. I'll put in a little speck of brightness to go with his eyeballs. And then, oh, I do have the brush already. Okay, let's see what else we can toss in here that will make some good. It's a little bright. This will be darker. So right at his eyeballs here we have this is a multiply layer, so let's do one that isn't a multiply layer so we can get some of this lighter fuzzies in here. No, I like the one from before, this one. It looks all fuzzy. Look at him go. Let's go straight to a white one for here. Come into life mode. I love it. So I think this brush, we're going to come in with lots of other brushes, but I think this one's going to really help that kind of fluffy, fuzzy effect. Because he's a very fluffy guy. Oh, this isn't what I wanted to do. So sorry. We wanted to switch to the multiply layer there. That looks like it fits a little bit more. I'm not worrying about coloring in the edges because I don't want to kind of control the texture too much. But I think we can, because we can always come back in and clean some of those edges up because we're going to have a clean edge, I think, at the end. To really round this out. But I want to go back now. I know we're doing a lot of back and forth here, everybody, but I just kind of want to, as I think of something, tackle it because I don't want to forget to do something. So we're back on our shadow layer here, and I'm just going to toss in a bit of a shadow here. To emphasize the layers on his ears. Oops. for Pete's sake. There we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not even the effect I wanted. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Let's try again. I think we just need a bigger brush. And let's reduce our erasing a little bit here. A little bit more up here so don't create an edge we don't want. These one base. For those of you just coming in, we are in Adobe Fresco on the iPad tonight, working on a bit of a style study and working on a couple illustrations that I wanted to do in a Mojo series, The Looks of Mojo, because he's got some pretty good ones. No, leave the neighbors be. We're going to come here right now. Mojo, Timmy, you're going to lie down. Thank you, handsome. That's a good boy. Good job. Just leave them alone, okay, buddy? We're almost done here, and you can do your thing, okay? Holy cow, how's it 7:45 already? Come here, Mojo. Leave the neighbor be. Thank you. You're good? Let's go. Okay. I don't know how I got like a full paper bag princess done in this hour in the before times. I slowed down? What the heck? I had a whole paper bag princess in this time. My goodness. Okay. Sorry. So we have a mix of the watercolor brushes that we have here in Fresco. Just undo the thing. There we go. And we have lots of different layers that are a mix of multiply and just kind of normal. Using some of the effects brushes, giving that kind of swirly, soft, fuzzy feeling. Because Mojo's a soft, cozy guy. And I'm just adding in a couple shadows here. Oh, he's coming together. Look at this soft, funny, fuzzy guy. Okay, so I think what I want to do on the normal one is still this one. Okay, and then I want to do maybe this one. Just a little bit. No, that's a little too much. Just do a little bit on the edge here. And we'll erase some of that out because I don't want too much of it. I just wanted to soften that edge a little bit. Look at this fun guy. Okay. So I'm going to definitely go in with pencil crayon and lots of different things in here. But I think what I want to do here is to show my intention. Create an empty mask. And we're going to hide the layer. Oh dear. I want to hide the layer with a hard round brush. So I'm just going to hide some of these edges here. Actually, no, I don't suspect that that'll work. I was going to use the reference layer and just kind of use the paint dropper, the paint can, but I was not very careful with my liner, so I suspect that these aren't closed shapes. So I would just be probably just filling the whole thing in and then have to draw it all out anyway. So this is only masking out the watercolor edge. So as you can see, all this pencil crayons hanging around. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I think we'll be masking that out as well. Good Lord. Like I said, I really like the soft edges that the watercolor provides. Okay, so what do I do here? Sorry, I was just contemplating my next steps here. Because I was going to put in I am going to put in a big dark line around the edge as well. So I just wanted to see which order of things would make it less precision required. So I don't have to be too soft around these edges. As long as I don't go inside the lines too much, we should be able to make this work, because I'm going to use a pretty thick line on the outside, just like I've been doing on my other illustrations. I'm not worried that some of the watercolor doesn't meet the edges, because I think that's going to help that keep that soft edge look that I want without having it all outside of the lines. We're a quiet group tonight. My goodness. It is a Monday, I guess. That happens. Excuse me. So this is all masking, so it's non-destructive, which is usually my goal for masks. That's kind of the thing that holds me back on a few things, is the worry that I'm going to erase something that I want to maintain. Like if I decide I want soft edges and stuff, I don't want all this information to be gone and have to recreate it. So a mask is just a good way to hide information away, so you can always pull it back, especially with all this texture. I very rarely do pull it all back, but it's good to know that it's there if I want it, taking the pressure off of getting to the next step of the illustration. Just putting my mind at ease. So it doesn't look like we're going to finish this today. Again, I'm going to have to go back to watch that paper bag princess. She must have been smaller than I thought, because I don't know how I did that in an hour. Past me was a speed demon. Well, past me was also like in the middle of a pandemic, so a lot less energy suckers throughout the day. I'm just kind of, see, when I erase too much, I can always put some back in. You trade that hide and reveal layer. Which is kind of nice, instead of like in Photoshop where you have to kind of figure out the color of the brush or whatever. Sometimes that will make the mask you want. Here you just show or hide, and you don't have to think about it, which is really nice. Yay, fresco. Roger, you've got so many fuzzies, it's hard to illustrate, you crazy. I'm kidding. This is only masking out the watercolor layer, so any of this vector stuff that's here is on a different layer, so if I want to mask that out, I need to create a different layer or a different mask. There's definitely ways to make this mask kind of go over many layers, but I think that's asking a lot of my planning ahead brain at this time. Okay. So I'm going to hide this away because I have it on my screen. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with the pencil crayon. But what I want to do now is go in here, create a new layer. And I did a 3-point, so let's not be too aggressive. Let's do 10 and get our outside edge. No, I shouldn't redo it. Okay, I think 10 might be aggressive. Let's try. There we go. All on its own layer so that I can easily erase, adjust, add without impacting my original lines. This goal is to create a solid outline on certain shapes and create a bit of a hierarchy so we can see the illustration nicely. Make sure it's nice and clear. Let's try this again. So usually I will do the hierarchy line, go straight outside of the, do like kind of the full outline of it first, and then we'll see where we're at, if there's sections to break down or anything else. He's got a tiny face, so I suspect not too much breakdown needed, but once I put the big outline out, then I'll see any parts that might be fading to the back or just, oops, not popping quite right. That's where I'm going to use the second set of hierarchy lines to kind of really make sure that things pop in a nice way. I'm not going to outline that edge of his eye right now because I think giving the eyes a little bit of room to breathe will allow them to maintain that bit of life, which is great. If I put too much around his eyes, they'll start to look a little flatter than I'd like, I think. So this is why I was saying I didn't have to be too careful with those edges, because see how much thicker this line is, kind of covering up some of those rougher edges there. So I didn't want to be nitpicking the tiniest little bit of movement if we didn't really have to. Okay, double tap, there we go. Oops. Try and create a bit of an overlap look there, which was the goal of that line. Come on, you. There we go. I usually don't always love the first pass of a line that I have. So usually the first set of lines that I use are kind of covered with some of these hierarchy lines. Again, giving myself that confidence to just kind of keep going with lines, not worry about them being perfect every second, because if they are, like I worry about that, it'll slow the process down and I won't get on to the next idea when I have it. So not fussing too much about the perfection of the first set of lines, knowing that I'm going to do these hierarchy ones helps me to kind of power through. So we'll finish this outline and see where we're at, how things are looking. Hi, bud. Is that baby screaming outside? What is she screaming about? Oops. I like the crispness of these vector brushes because they don't get too pixely or messy. Whoops. Alessandra's back. No, all the kids are playing in the park. That was all those yelling kids are definitely on my end. They're all having fun outside, so I cannot complain. Nice big park that everybody puts to use. I love it. With lovely weather like this, it's hard not to be outside. Alright, let's see where we're at here. So many mojo fuzzies. Alrighty. Oh my gosh! It looks like a mojo. You want to see, Buck? Look! It looks like mojo. Alrighty. So, pretty good start. Still lots of work to do. I don't know why I'm touching my mouse. That's not helping on here. Alright, so let's move this up here to get a bit of a comparison here. Alright, so we still have a lot of work to do here. But I think it's coming together pretty nicely. I want to go in with some pencil crayon. We got to help like with the mane over to the left a little bit. Kind of fluff it out. I really want it to be really fluffy. We'll add in some shadows, I think, underneath the different layers of fur to really have him pop a little bit. And get a little bit more texture in his ears, because that's kind of a big thing. So I'm still going to go in with some pencil crayon. I'm going to go in with some more vector brush colors, because I think some solid colors will help here. This is going to be very, like, air quotes, mixed media technique. I'm going to clean up the pencil crayon and things. But I think we're on a good track. He looks nice and fuzzy, guy. It looks like a mojo. And this is super fun. But yeah, the goal of these are just to be like small little illustrations that are kind of fun, media tests and things. to go through and just kind of see how I can explore the style a little bit more. Like some of the stuff I learned from the Iron Man, Black Panther, Unicorn, Outdoor Critters series of illustrations, and see how I can emphasize to have some more of the mojo. So I think we're going to add some more hierarchy lines. We got to make some things pop, like his chin a little bit needs to be popping a bit more. But I think we're on a good track here. I keep saying I want to add another stream during the week. I keep just, when I'm on Fresco, I might just go live silently and just kind of see who's on Behance at the time. But I tend to just kind of be sporadic throughout the day, so I don't want to be like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. We'll see. As the summer gets going, we'll see what I can do. But we'll definitely be back next Monday for sure. At least that's the plan. I don't want to push the juju. But my plan is to be back next Monday. I don't know if we'll be back with this guy. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more progress that I can show you guys. And we'll come back with, I think, some more tarot as well. So we'll see how far I can get on the fortune teller, whether I wrap her up and we do another card, or whether we just get into kind of the beaded curtains a little bit more and we work on her a little bit further. I'd like to get onto another card just to get some progress with the style a little bit. But it's getting to summer, and that's getting to be a busy time. So no promises. I don't want to burn myself out. But I also want to have exciting things for you guys. But yeah, I think we'll leave him here for now. We've got lots more work to do on this little guy. Bring the colors a little brighter and kind of beef up some of the pencil crayon approach, all that kind of fun stuff. Lots left to do here. But yeah, I'll let you guys go for now. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Alessandra, for commenting. Everybody else for tuning in and listening. I really do appreciate it. This really is my favorite part. Just a favorite way to start the week. Do some sketching with you guys. It's a guaranteed hour of art in the week, which is great. Try and do more, obviously, but when it's really busy, it's a guaranteed hour, and I really appreciate that. I hope you all have a fabulous, fantastic week, and Mojo and I will be back with you next week. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.